Today we're going to be creating a mock-up. Mock-ups are important because you can use this to create a visual for your customers without wasting materials. You can use these for blogs, you can use these for magazines, and all other social media platforms. So, to begin, we're going to open Design Space and we're going to insert the images in which we've chosen to use. Once we insert the images, we're going to quickly resize them and move them out of the way. For this particular design, we're going to find images on Google. I Googled green plant images, and I want to find some that are just like already set up for me to use for my mock-ups. So I'm just going to browse the images and I'm going to use this one. We're going to simply click the image, right click it and save it. When you're saving your images, try to use names that you can remember. I'm just going to use plant 1. Since we're already on Google, let's search for our next image. Blank candles is what I searched, and you don't use the images that have prices. Those are difficult to work with and you probably can't even work with them. So I just need a blank candle image, so I'm going to click this one, and again we're going to do the same process. Right click it, save, and name it to something that we can come back to later. Okay, now we're back in Design Space. We're going to go to Upload. These are the 2 images that I want, but I'm going to show you how I clean them up. So you can go drag and drop here or browse. I'm going to click browse, and these are all my saved images. So I'm going to click the image. You have simple, moderately complex, and complex. These are different settings for you to use to clean up your images and to make the background disappear or to crop them, so on and so on. Let's choose complex for this design. Click continue. Now you have these 3 options here. You have crop, you have erase. So let's click select and erase, and we're going to click outside of the image. Continue. This is how your image will appear if it's a print and cut or not. Click save. Now your image appear on your uploaded images. We're going to do the same process for the next image by searching for that image. You can search it or you can type it, either or. Found my image, click it. So since we use complex, let's use a different setting so y'all can see. We're going to use simple, continue. Now the image is huge. We're going to definitely have to zoom out so that you can see the whole image, and I want to keep this image as is, so I'm not going to crop it, I'm not going to do anything, I'm not going to erase the background. We're just going to click continue, and you will see that it's a print then cut image. Now save. So we have our images that we want to use. So we're going to click them, make sure that they appear, and they will come into the Design Space canvas. Again, I'm going to resize them, move them over to the right just to get them out the way so I can work. I'm going to, just one moment. I'm going to click text. And for this font, I'm going to use Firestarter. Firestarter is not a Cricut font. It is a font that I downloaded from defonts.com. I'll do a video to show y'all how to download different fonts. I like this Firestarter font because it has the whole dripping fame effects. So I type out the word drips and then I put it next to my image that I already selected. I'm going to kind of resize them. Now I'm going to click shapes and I'm going to use the shape circle. I'm going to place the circle on top of my first image, trying to get as much as the image that I want inside of that circle, because later on these can be used as labels as well. So if you definitely want to know how to create labels, I'll do a tutorial on that as well. So we're going to group them, slice. Now I have this. Let's get rid of this. I have that. I'm going to definitely keep that. Let's get rid of this. And I'm going to keep this because I want to be able to put the word drips inside of it. Uh-oh. There we go. So we're going to have to move it to the front. So I'm just going to kind of resize it so that drips fit inside of that remaining portion. And now I'm going to, okay, hold on, move that over and delete that. So now I have this and this. So I'm going to kind of move it around and arrange it to my liking. It's definitely going to have to go over a little more. There we go. So now let's tilt this. Kind of make it like so. We're going to group them. Move them over. Let's duplicate it just in case we need it again. I have a habit of duplicating things. You can never go wrong with duplicating stuff. So let's resize the candles. That image that we chose. Let's kind of resize that. You want to kind of make it look as if this is your own brand of candles, because that's essentially what mock-ups are. So I'm just going to get rid of that old duplicate now that I have my two drips the same sizes. These are labels. So now that I got it to my liking, let's group it. And now we're going to resize it and move it over for later. So now let's work on this pretty image that I found of a mantle with plants on it. So we're going to kind of make it big. And what we're going to essentially do, let's get rid of these lines. You do that by clicking this spot here twice. We're going to move the candle to sit on the mantle, so to say. And then we're going to kind of move it to where it's sitting there, so that your customers can see that these particular candles can be displayed with their home decor. So now we are going to group it, and you know, let's flatten it as well to kind of bring out that color. So there you have it. This is your mock-up ready. You can use the candle as the single candle image, or in this particular style. All you have to do is find Google's from images from find images from Google and clean them up and add them to create your own mock-up visual. Thanks.